Good morning, everybody. Yogi here. Man, it's cold. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Janie at the couch, paranormal investigator, author, cryptozoology guy. We are back in Mineral Point because we kind of missed this yesterday and we were really close, but we decided to come back today and check it out. This is a historical site. It's called Pendarvis. And basically what it is, here I'm going to turn the camera around. It is made up of 7 19th century cabins built by the Cornish immigrants who came to Mineral Point to mine lead. I guess we can walk on the property, but nothing's open. This doesn't open until June. It is owned by the Wisconsin Historical Society. And this man right here, Mr. Couch, actually worked here for a summer?
Yeah, it was basically like one summer I was a tour guide. I've since forgotten all the information I learned because there's been a lot of water under the bridge since then, but definitely a very cool site, cool people who operate it for the State Historical Society.
It is very cool, the log cabin-y type. Half brick, half log cabin.
Looks like it's something right out of the Shire when you're here in spring or summer when all the flowers are blooming. A lot of gardens, a lot of vines. Looks very Tolkien-esque, except for you don't have any round doors.
Now, during the 1830s and 1840s, the area that today captures or comprises southwest Wisconsin and northwest Illinois was rapidly populated as miners came across the United States and Europe to work for the region's abundant lead deposits. Several mining locations sprang up in this area, including Galena, where we were yesterday and this morning, as well as Platteville, Wisconsin, and Mineral Point, which is the location again of Pendarvis. Pendarvis. Who the hell's Pendarvis?
He sounds like the lead singer of some European metal band.
Driving me
or an
crazy.
NFL wide receiver, Pendarvis Jenkins.
Pendarvis Jenkins. He had 6 catches for 112 yards. The population of Mineral Point actually grew to 4,000 people during the peak of the mining operations, and a lot of these were miners from Cornwall, which is the southern tip of Great Britain, that we talked about. Can we just open this or no? Nope, it's locked.
Yep, all locked up.
So they don't want us going on the properties, I don't think.
I mean, there's really not a lot to see beyond here. There's some old treacherous stairs you can go up.
I saw those behind the house.
But, I mean, everything that they generally have open to the public now is right here. There's a couple of older buildings. I think there's a couple that aren't even open to the public, and then some are used for office space and storage by the Historical Society. It's like these 4 or 5 buildings down here by the road are the ones that are really have artifacts in them and that they give tours about. So.
During the Great Depression era, they tore down a lot of these houses, a lot of these cabins. And what Nate was telling me is that across the street here, where this park is, that building there, the pool area,
yeah,
that building up there,
pool, the pool house, all that stuff. It's made from the stones of the old abandoned, crumbling Cornish-style homes that were here, that were basically abandoned and disused. This town was turning into a ghost town, and now it's kind of like, you know, a historic site, artist retreat, shopping center, you know, tourist kind of area. A lot of art, a lot of history goes on now here.
So when these buildings were being torn down, there was a couple residents, Robert Neal and Edgar Hellam, who began to acquire and restore several of the old Cornish buildings, which are these buildings here. They also gave Cornish language names to each of the buildings they restored. I don't see them posted on the outsides of the buildings at all.
And I unfortunately cannot remember them at all.
I mean, it's a neat looking area. Are you gonna tell me that's 3 stories? Really? That does not look that tall. Were these people short? No offense, but I mean, that does not look, that looks like a 2-story house.
Yeah, Cornish.
About the height.
Cornish houses were made very small. These are very, very old buildings. So people were shorter than.
Hey, look, this door open. And unfortunately, all the windows are closed, so we can't look inside. Except for this back
there's
one.
There's actual real artifacts from the area and things that Bob and Edgar owned, so all the windows are covered so that sun and elements don't damage the artifacts in there.
There you go.
It's all climate controlled in there. Well, as best they can. They have dehumidifiers going all the time and stuff like that to preserve the artifacts.
Built into the side of the hill.
The house under the hill.
Any reports of paranormal activity here, Nate?
I never heard any stories while I was here. There were some people who worked here and volunteered here who would say that they got, saw things out of the corner of their eye and things like that, and had some strange feelings, but nothing, no real ghosts. The guides would tell stories of the Cornish belief in Tommyknockers, these kind of elf, kind of fairy type creatures that would live under the ground in mines, and the Tommyknockers, you'd hear them knocking, and the Cornish miners always carried pasties, these meat and rutabaga cakes, and they would leave crumbles of it down in the mine so that the Tommyknockers wouldn't
bother them,
cause any mischief,
would leave them alone
or anything. So
that was
about all the paranormal we heard.
It was the inside of one of the buildings. I don't know, this looks like a presentation room, maybe, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I think this is just where we would bring the guests to give them just a general presentation of the area and what they were going to hear, kind of like a general history of the area. This one had, I believe this home here, if I remember right, has a lot of mining artifacts in there, like tools that the miners would use to work on the lead. This whole area was extremely toxic and polluted from the lead mining. Like, there was no vegetation growing here because it was so polluted. It was just mud and sticks, and it was terrible. Smoke and all sorts of things. Lead mining is a nasty business when you're actually, smithing the lead. So it did not look all green and beautiful like it's becoming right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're also talking 170 years ago?
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Who knows, I don't know how they, what all they do to make things out of lead now. I'm sure it's cleaner and less environmentally impactful now, hopefully, than it was then.
So I'm assuming when you do the tours, you just kind of start off here, go there, down.
Yeah.
And Nate also said there are mines located back there.
Yeah, Mine Hill Prairie Trail. They're all closed off, so nobody can get in there and get in any trouble or get lost or anything. But there's definitely some old mines over there.
All right. Well, this is Pendarvis. It's pretty neat, actually. I love these little historical sites that are preserved. I mean, it sounds like they were pretty close to losing it.
Yeah, these are some of the last of the old Cornish style homes. Every home in Mineral Point used to look like this, like these old buildings. There's the ones that are actually on Pendarvis, and there's a couple in this neighborhood. But for the most part, all the old Cornish style brick homes are gone.
Pendarvis, folks. A Cornish settlement now owned by the Wisconsin Historical Society. If you're in the Mineral Point area, check it out. It's just outside of downtown.
They opened up June 2nd this year, I think.
June 2nd.